monkeys, and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bump Monkey Mafia. I'm Frankie B, here with my broadcasting partner,
C-Rod the good guy.
and we're sitting here with Jerry the Boss Bostic in Salina, Kansas.
Hello,
your least
peasants.
favorite place?
Well, I mean, it's nice to get away from Oklahoma, but whenever you take vacations, you'd like to go to a better place, not a worse place.
Yeah.
Like I said on my promo, this place truly is a shithole.
We're
Did you
sitting
say
in the-
shit? Hole?
I don't know. I did on my promo, and somebody asked me about it. Like, well, I'm the boss. I guess I can say anything I want to say, really, until somebody can tell me otherwise.
Pretty much just get to do what you want because you are the boss, you know?
Yeah, I live a really good life. I can't complain.
So what do you think of this Christian temple you're fixing to go up against tonight?
Really, if you lined up a group of people in front of me, I couldn't even tell you who he is. I'm sure he doesn't look as good as me. I'm sure he doesn't wrestle as good as me. And I don't take a lot of time in my life researching independent wrestlers. I run the biggest promotion in Oklahoma and Texas, and I've spent a lot of my time focusing on that, not looking at people that think they're going to come take my championship from me because, I mean, honestly, I'm probably going to give this kid the worst ass whipping he's ever had in his life.
Right there, right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
I don't pull punches, guys. I just like to be blunt and honest. And
Our first podcast we did together, you were honest, and that's all you can, do.
I mean, I conducted a poll with myself, and I found that 92% of independent wrestlers don't take care of themselves. I'm sure that this Christian Temple, he's probably going to fall into that percentile, and for that very reason, I will go out and beat the living shit out of him.
Fair enough. Now, you've been having some issues with this big bald-headed dude.
That big bald-headed bastard, I swear. He beat me. He beat me last December and took my championship, and it took me down for a few months. But then when I got back up, I realized that it was just a fluke, and it was just I needed to get it through my head that I could take him down anytime I wanted. And then when I saw that he spent the last few months just eating McDonald's nonstop and getting fat as can be, I knew whenever we had our rematch at Toys for Tots that I was going to be able to take him to the limit, and I did, and I won the championship back. But it's like he won't go away. He's like a pest, It's like we had that tag team match in Hilton, and I'm out there trying to be a good guy, trying to wrestle the correct way, and he's in there taking cheap shots. And, like my tag team partner wouldn't tag me in for half the match because it's like only his fourth match in his life, and he didn't know whenever you're over there that you should tag your partner. And then when I finally do get in there with Chris Cambridge, he's acting like a jackass, and he turns around and takes a cheap victory from me and then hits me with the chair when he knows that I stayed in the tanning bed too long and I had a sunburn, so it hurt really bad, like twice as bad as a normal chair shot, right? Because I'd been tanning because my tag team partner, he works at this gym, and they have these stand-up tanning beds that you're only supposed to stay 9 minutes in. And, I thought, well, I'm a boss. Surely I can stay the full 9 minutes. And he didn't tell me otherwise, and I did it, and then I had a sunburn. And so whenever I took those chair shots from the big bald-headed bastard, they hurt extra bad. And then when I had to turn around on my back and look at his fat gut, that made it even worse.
It looks like his shirts don't fit.
Yeah. Someone told me he's got diarrhea right now, so.
Yeah, he's had a rough time. I think he had food poisoning from Taco Bueno, not to put him out there like that, but you guys might want to stay away from that place for a while.
Never.
But well, maybe it's just the fact that he's so heartbroken that he's a loser that, he's having massive diarrhea.
That's why we eat Taco Bueno.
For massive diarrhea?
No.
Oh.
It's kind of worth it, though, honestly.
It's better than Taco Bell.
Actually, I read the study the other day that Taco Bell is now one of the healthiest food chains, fast food chains there is in the United States. So they made a big turnaround.
I can't tell.
Well, the Doritos Locos Tacos are legit.
When I'm drunk, that's all I want. That's always my go-to.
That's it.
It's hard for me to eat that stuff anymore. My wife, like every time we go to her parents' house, her mom always cooks me like authentic, like Mexican food. So it's hard to eat these other places because it's so good. I don't even know what I'm eating half the time, but every time I eat it, it's so good. I don't even ask anymore. I just eat it.
I'm not even going to ask what to say.
What is it? Don't ask, eat it.
It's fucking delicious. That's what it is.
Yeah, like I had some shit the other night, right? It was like some kind of meat with like red sauce on it, and it was spicy, and I don't even know what it was, but it was so good.
Probably tongue.
And then there's it's like tortillas for every meal. I'm telling you, like, man, it's legit, dude. I'm telling you.
Probably some tripas and
Some tripas.
tripas.
I told you, Tim, nobody understands when you talk these languages.
Frankie understands me.
Not all the time.
I don't know what the fuck the name of it is. It's just fucking good.
You know what wants tree pies.
right?
What's a tree pie?
What are your thoughts and views on this Aero Club that's trying to take reign of IWR?
I don't know. You know, like Coyote Joe, I've known Coyote for years, and he gets butt hurt so easily. I swear, he's like the resident little bitch of the IWR. He gets his feelings hurt all the time, and
So he call his brother and sister to help him.
yeah, you know, it's like he got butt hurt because Chavo Guerrero, you know, was cheating, I guess, on him, and then the fans turned their backs on him, which I'd turn my back on Coyote too if he kept getting fatter and fatter and fatter. I mean, my God, at some point, when are you going to go get in shape? Of course, fans are going to quit liking you and quit buying your shirts whenever you can't even fit in your own shirts. And so, after that, I think he's been a little sour ever since. Then he lost his Revolutionary Championship because I think his self-esteem is driving him to become a loser in life in general. And lo and behold, here comes the Aero Club. I mean, who knows? I've never even heard of Kyle Hawk or Desi. I don't even know how to say her last name. Dorada, I guess. You know, and then they show up and they think they're just going to take over. You know, they have another thing coming that they think that we're just going to let them come in and just take over this company and take all the championships. I mean, let's just put it out there. They are not even the IWR Tag Team Championship. Or, you know, they don't hold those titles. That was just Coyote taking those titles, basically. So they still have to deal with the Terror Squad or whatever's left of the Terror Squad. Because, you know, Nitronis Sateo is off main event in Mid-South, so it's just the Sabretooth and Montego Sika.
How many of them are there? Just those two left?
Well, there was those three, and then D-Money. He retired because he's also part of the 92 percentile that doesn't take care of themselves, and he would rather sit at home and eat than be in shape
All I know
and patrol girls on the internet.
that Hilton last week, they were being kind of racist, saying that we took their land. I just want to say, I go to the casino, I pay back my dues. So I'm just saying, like, we gave them back some land.
So you fight racism with racism. See, Ryan the good guy, everybody.
Two wrongs make a right. Let me tell you.
They kept saying pale face. I was like, I'm brown. What I was talking about.
They're definitely garnering a lot of heat right now. So, you know, I think the future is going to be pretty exciting for them. You know, though, Eddie Adamson is a bonehead and an idiot and hardly ever makes his own decisions. Sometimes the owner of the company has to make decisions for Eddie because Eddie's such a bonehead.
Now, you did get him an executive assistant, correct?
Well, he got an executive assistant, yes. Pete Marty, who was basically, I guess, like a fan-appointed commissioner. I really don't know. It's like one day he's a fan, the next day he's out there like running around like a commissioner, and the fans love this guy. So I really don't know.
Who is that dude?
Yeah. So I really don't know exactly what's going on with those two. Eddie has apparently made him his assistant, called him a flunky. So I think we're going to see a lot of like Mr. McMahon, like Briscoe and Patterson stuff in the upcoming months between those two, probably. So I think we're going to have some good times with that. Yeah, you know, we got a lot of good stuff going right now. We're very proud of the product that we put out in Hilton, and we have a lot of direction picking up steam heading into Oklahomania too. So
Sold out crowd.
yeah, a legit sellout. You know, it's funny because there's this one promoter in Dallas. I'm not going to name any names, but like he'll get on Facebook and he'll put like, "Hey, I sold this out," and like they didn't even put chairs in half the arena. It's like, well, how do you call that a sellout? Or, you know,
Gave
like,
away 500 tickets.
Or, you know, it's like some people will put on there, like, I had 500 people at my show, and then when you see the pictures, you're like, well, unless you flunked math, that's not 500 people. You know? So, I'll go on record.
The, America Luchicana, whatever.
Well, that's actually where I got that from, since you're putting it out there.
I'll put it out there.
But, I mean, truth be told, I mean,
There was not 500 people at that show.
well, truth be told, you know, these people,
Throughout the day.
almost all of them, they'll get on Facebook and say, you know, we're the best, we're the best, we're the best, blah, blah, blah. We sold out this, we sold out that. We had all these people, blah, blah, blah. Well, truth be told, we did sell out Hilton, but we never, ever get on there and say we're the best at anything. We let our work speak for itself. And until one of these promotions can successfully put out a show like Day of Destiny or Rise of the Revolution or When Worlds Collide or Oklahomania, then you can come talk to me about how you're the best. But until then, you can sit back in your chair and relax because the IWR is the best.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about the other day on our podcast Tuesday. We were reviewing the show down Hilton. Those shows are always consistent. I mean, they're never poor. Like, every match has worked out well. Like, you know you're going to pay to get a good product. You're not going to go see a shit show.
Yeah, and you know, in my mind, there's still a work in progress. I feel like we always try to bring in some of the best talent we can get. And when we can't find it here, you know, we go get it from Texas. But we've also done a good job of developing our own talent. But, you know, I take a lot of pride in trying to put on the best show we can. And we've all sat down at the front of the year and plotted out ways to make our shows better. And I think the storytelling aspect was something we needed to improve on, but it's hard when you don't have a TV element to show that to people. So we're currently working on preparing our product for more of a television type setting. And in the process of it, Oaklamania will debut later this month on Fight TV, so we're really excited about that.
That is great.
Oh, yeah. The edit of Oaklamania finally came back months later. I guess those guys had tons of work on their hands or something. I don't know how you forget about the biggest independent show in the United States, but it is what it is.
Some people are lazy.
No, honestly, I can't say that it was the biggest independent show in the United States because I honestly don't know. But
It had to be up there.
talent-wise,
at
it
least
was,
top 5.
talent-wise, it had to be up there. And the show was so good.
Oh,
and we were so pleased whenever the edit came back and the commentary with Idiot Eddie Adamson and I can't think of his name.
Alex Abreu?
Yes, from NXT. Oh, my God, they were so good together. And the product was excellent. And so I asked JR about putting it on Fight TV, and then a couple of days later, the owner of Fight reviewed it, and we got the green light on it, and it's going to be available pay-per-view starting, I think, February the 18th. So, that's exciting for us to get out on that format because
It's a great format, man.
it is, and we could have been on that probably prior to this, but to me it's about putting out a product that's solid and represents your goals of what you're trying to do. And if it looks like shit or it is a piece of shit, we're not going to put it on there. So it has to be something that we're proud of, and we're very proud of the show Oaklamania, and I can't wait for everybody around the world to see it.
Oh no, it is going to be fun to watch. I mean, we've talked about it with you before. I mean, that show itself was amazing, and you get so excited for the second one was announced, not a date or location yet. I know you're still working on that.
Yeah, we're very excited. I think that we learned a lot from the first one. I mean, it was a huge undertaking for me personally to do those shows, back-to-back humongous shows, and the convention for the first time as well. So it was a big undertaking, but I was very proud of both shows and all the talent that was on them. But we're kind of, we're going to make a lot of improvements on this one. One thing that I wasn't so proud of is I felt that we leaned too much on, the name talent as opposed to showcasing our guys, when our guys are very, very talented individuals. So you're going to see a much more even mix of our guys taking on name talent in Oaklamania too. And we're actually going to present matches during OaklaCon as well. So
Awesome.
yeah. So you guys are the first to hear about that. We're going to do that. We're also going to sell the tickets cheaper for Oaklamania too than what we did the original, because we're not gonna combine like packages like we did last year. That was one of the complaints we had. Is like, I don't want to pay $200 for a front row seat, and it's like, I understand. I mean, it was worth your money because you got the Sting meet and greet, which at WWE was $200 anyways, and at least Sting was allowed to be a person for IWR, whereas in WWE it's like picture click buy. Just like so.
Feed them through.
Yeah, so we're really excited about everything that we got lined up. We're going to have powerful people for the convention. We're going to have headliners for the show, and it's going to be combined with the best IWR talent possible. And you're really going to get a chance to see these guys shine on a grand level, So we're really, really excited.
How popular do you think the Mafia will be by then? We're looking for jobs.
Seems like you guys are doing really well. Hey, I don't think it'd be Oaklamania if you guys aren't a part of it. So, like we talked about
We were there
prior.
last year, and it was great.
Yeah,
We were all separate, though.
We weren't there separately, but we were all there.
well, you guys should have reached out sooner. You could have been a part of it because something that we wanted to do last year, we didn't get around to it. We might this year. I haven't talked to Colt. Oops.
Colt Ford, the country singer.
Yes, that guy.
He likes to hang out.
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and say it. Colt Cabana is going to be a part of Oaklamania too. And so we were possibly thinking about him doing a podcast during the convention, but if for whatever reason he doesn't want to do that or whatever, we might go the direction and let you guys sit up and do that if you're interested in doing it. Get to talk with some of the fans and the talent.
That would be
that'd
great.
Be a part of it.
We love what we do.
We were supposed to do that last Sunday, but something happened, and someone to keep their word. So.
What was last Sunday?
Another show.
Lucha Connor.
Oh, that was last Sunday. Oh, yeah. Oops. Yeah. Man, I'm really bad at remembering stuff like that. I can't even remember my own shows
How
sometimes.
many bumps have you taken in the ring?
I don't even know if it's that, dude. I just, really, I stay so busy, that I really need to use my phone. Somebody asked me the other day, like, why don't you use your phone to start putting stuff in there? I'm like, how many people have told me that, and I just never think about it. But, man, we got so many great things coming up. We have Broken Bow March the 4th, which is always one of our biggest shows. We're going to debut our first steel cage match ever, me versus the bald-headed bastard. He's going to get one last chance.
I think we're going to try to make it down
We'll
there.
be there.
Oh my God, one of my absolute favorite shows. The people there are so sweet to us, and it's for a good cause. The Broken Bow Middle School Book Club usually raises thousands of dollars. What a middle school book club does with all that money, I have no clue. But I mean, that's great for them. They really are such a sweet group of people. And then after that, we're going to be rolling into Colgate for the first time ever to be a part of some festival. I already forgot what it was called. See, I forget all this
I've been to
stuff.
that festival.
Oh yeah,
I
see.
don't know what it's called, but I've been to it in Colgate.
Yeah, so we're going to invade Colgate for the first time, and then we're going to come back home to my hometown, Long Grove, March 25th, and we're actually going to present the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. So you guys are the first ones to hear that too.
Is it senior?
Yes, senior.
Nice.
We're waiting on. He's just got to make sure that it doesn't conflict with something he has the day before, and if it doesn't, then Ted DiBiase will be back in Oklahoma for the first time, and I don't know how long.
Oh, that is exciting.
Oh, it is, and it's going to be a really special deal because we're going to actually the VIP ticket for that event. That's something else that we've really worked hard on, trying to put together a different VIP experience for our fans, because it's important to me that our fans get their money worth, and like the VIP experience with Ted is you'll get like a free 8x10 of Ted, like an autograph. You'll get a picture with him. You'll also get to, like, we're going to give the fans a chance to do a short Q&A with Ted as well, which is, something that a lot of fans don't get with somebody like that. So we're excited to do that. It's going to be limited to only 50 people though. And then Ted's going to also manage someone that night too. Who in the IWR could he be associated with?
I have ideas, but
I do too.
There's one guy that hasn't been around lately that's going to be coming back soon, so you never know.
Ray the Bay?
He's off lost in the ocean somewhere.
He's working on his stand.
Yeah, he needs to. But, we have that, and then April the 8th, we go to Kingfisher. Excuse me. We're excited to go to Kingfisher for the first time. That's going to be in the fairgrounds.
We've heard a lot about that date. It seems like it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we're going to actually have Taya from Lucha Underground in Kingfisher. She'll be taking on Desi, so it'll be the first time that they've wrestled each other. We're excited about that. Taya's very talented. And then also, we're going to have an Oklahomania rematch. I feel like this isn't settled yet, so we're going to see for the second time
That match.
Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Coyote.
That was a good match.
That was a hell of a match.
That's where Coyote started getting butt hurt, so that'd be nice to.
Exactly.
See that
He-
rematch?
he's going to get to
Except this time he'll have his two sisters with him.
Yeah,
Can you get double
right?
butt hurt?
I don't know if you can get double butt hurt, but if you can, Coyote could do it.
We'll see.
That's one thing I always enjoyed about your shows is everybody's out there prior to the show, the faces and the heels, because some people love the bad guys,
Yeah.
and it just gives a chance for everybody to get.
It's weird because I think that, like our company is geared towards more like older wrestling because we're so character strong. But, and I believe in kayfabe to a certain extent, but at the same time, these people that pay $1 to see you do whatever are the reason why you get to do what you do. So why not? You're right, because people like heel characters. Certain people do, especially nowadays. Heel characters are way more popular than what they used to be. And so why not give people that, like Malico. Malico is one of the most popular people that people want to meet. So why not make him accessible to people, Peel back the curtain just a little bit to reward those people for giving their hard-earned money to watch you do what you do, I think that's something that you should never get lost in, is the fact that, no matter what kind of success you have, stay humble, because without the people paying money to see you, without them leaving happy, then you have nothing.
I think that's the one thing that I liked last week is that you were out. I think you shook everyone's hand that was in that building.
I always try to do that. Same thing, and I always ask people, like, if you enjoy it, what you like. Like I asked you guys, like, what's your favorite match? What's your least favorite? What do you like? What do you dislike? And I even did that for Oklahomania. I sat at the door and tried to shake as many people's hands as I could and thank them for coming, because it's very genuine to me, like my affection for the fans that come, and like it means a lot to me, because I would never think, whenever I'm a kid growing up watching wrestling, that one day Sting would be working for me, or Jake the Snake, or Hacksaw Jim Duggan, or the $1 Million Man. It's very surreal sometimes, like I said, just count your blessings. I live such a wonderful life. Like I have the most amazing wife. I have 2 great kids, and I live all these dreams in wrestling that I never thought I could ever have. And so, it's like, it's a good time to be the boss. But I always remember, like whenever we first started, just the trials and tribulations of going through wrestling, and we still have them today because it's a constant work in progress. But you might wrestle in front of thousands of people, but then you remember when you wrestled in front of 50. You know? And you appreciate those 50 people just like you appreciate the thousands. You don't go out and put on a lesser of a show because of that.
I think the one thing that kind of it was awesome was we were down at Duncan and we were about to leave when the night it was pouring.
Yeah, I remember that. My wife made me run out to pull her car up, and I came back soaked. Yeah, the things you do for love, I swear.
At a security, I think it's just one of your trainees or security that night comes up to us like, "Hey, thanks for coming." Like, shook our hand, we walked out. You don't see that.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the people that do security in Oklahoma are just shitheads wanting to see a free show.
Missing teeth.
Looking for
right.
Carrying around a spit bottle.
Let me ring a bell.
Well, we're very picky about who works for us in any capacity. I mean, I'm sure you guys seen that. There's independent wrestlers that work for almost every company in Oklahoma, and we're the one that they haven't worked for.
Yeah, right.
And we're the same way about security. Most of the security that we use are people out of our wrestling school or people that I know personally.
Yeah.
And to me, you're entrusting people's lives with that security. So it's like. Yeah. I mean, because there's certain situations that come up, where you need reliable people out there. So I don't think that's a position that you can just give people that want to see a free wrestling show, I mean, I guess it happens all the time, but it shouldn't be that way,
True story.
Because you should hire people that are capable of, taking care of the people in attendance.
So I got to ask you, this XWE title, you already got one title around your waist. And that's obviously the most prestigious title in Oklahoma. That's that IWR Heavyweight Championship. Have you thought about that XWE Heavyweight Championship?
Well, other than sleeping with my wife, I love to sleep with my championship more than anything else I own. It was carefully crafted by the guy that made WWE's Cruiserweight Championship, so we're very proud of the new title belt.
Nice.
It's so beautiful.
Great.
I went and had glamour shots done last week with it.
Yes.
I look
still around?
I look just as gorgeous as ever. But who is the XWE champion right now?
Nathan Icon Hills.
The Hulkster, Natester, yes. Well, anytime Nate wants to put it on the line, I'd be happy to have that match with him. But I think the 1%, they have their handful with some of these other guys. I forget their names. Ferris, the Pocket Knife, and Paraplegic. Some of the other stars in XWE.
Oh, man. Well, man, we always appreciate having you on.
No, thank you guys very
Look
much.
forward to getting together, man.
Always my pleasure. And, like I said, you guys are welcome to our shows anytime. And
We'll definitely take you up for that, for those free shows.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. Well, you guys do us a favor by putting us out there on your social media platforms, and so that's the least I can do for you. Like, you guys will never pay to watch one of our shows, not even Oklahomania. So.
Oh wow, that's great.
But I'd like to thank you guys too for the community award. That really meant a lot to me, because that's one of the things to me that IWR stands for, is giving back to the community. And it's amazing to me that we went from, I think that first year we did 10 shows, and I think this year we're on pace to do around 20 to 30.
Awesome.
Because our calendar is filled up so fast of our growing list of fundraisers that we're starting to do, and it just means a lot to me, because it's like you're living your dream, giving back to all these communities, and now we're starting to everywhere we go, we always come back. There hasn't been one fundraiser we've done since we started where they haven't wanted us back, and the word just keeps growing. And I'm proud to be a good partner with those people, and they're just as good of partners to me. So we couldn't be working with any better partners than what we do. Toys for Tots was another amazing success this year. I'd like to thank Mickey James. Mickey James came in and did a favor for me personally to work that show, and did a wonderful job as usual. Awesome. She didn't have to work that show because at that point she was, she was going back to WWE, so she did not have to work that show if she didn't want to. But she's always been so good to me, as has Jim Ross. Jim Ross is a very important part of the IWR, and a friend of mine personally. Anytime that I need anything, as busy as that guy is, he takes time out of his day to help me. Whether it be like setting up meetings with Ted DiBiase or whatever else I need. He's actually going to do the voiceover for the Fight TV commercial that's coming out to promote the show.
That's great.
Last year's Oklahomania, he actually had his name attached to it.
Yeah.
There hasn't been one show since he's left WWE that he's attached his name to like that.
Yeah.
So, that's a very special feeling, and to have his respect and to be able to work beside him, I mean, like I said, it's just, count your blessings. So, I'd like to thank Jim Ross, all of our great fans that come to all of our shows. It amazes me, like the people that come to places like Broken Bow, they drive 3 hours to see you. It's like sometimes you may underestimate your importance to people, but, the work you do is noticed,
Oh, yeah.
And that goes from us all the way down to you guys. Like if you guys think that you don't notice like the appreciation of people whenever you go, like you put our product out or whoever's product you're putting out, you're doing people favors, and, they appreciate that, and I appreciate it as well. So you guys should always be proud of the work you do, because you guys do a damn good job of it.
Some of it's garbage, but
Some of it is
I don't know why
garbage,
people
but-
like it.
We have a 92% rule like you do, but it's 92%
The other way.
it's garbage.
Oh, that's good stuff.
We do put out some stupid ass videos. I will say that. But
I think we've all done that. So,
Yeah.
I think half my promos like borderline or stupid stuff. But, it's like I just do them on the fly. So I really don't ever know what's going to come out of my mouth. And whenever I have these like crazy ideas, like when I think the last XW promo I did when I was laying in the bed, did you guys see that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I just came up with that on the spot, and I was like, we were just like hanging out in the room, and I was like, hey Russ, will you film this promo for me while I lay in bed? It's kind of weird, but.
I think I was in the hospital when it happened.
we are staying at your favorite hotel.
Oh yeah, man, and it is the same shit as it was the last time we were here.
I actually talked to the front desk last night, and we changed rooms because our room was so damn hot.
Oh, I'm telling you, like
They gave us a box fan.
I need my beauty sleep.
Are you serious?
Yes, they did.
I have a big match tonight, and I didn't get my beauty sleep. My poor wife and Chris Cambridge, the bald-headed bastard. I don't even know how we get to stay in the same room with each other. That's kind of weird because we hate each other's guts. Not my wife, me and Chris Cambridge.
You have
But-
a curtain up in the middle.
But it
every
was,
time you come up here.
yeah, we always end up in the same room. I'm like, don't you guys know that we hate each other? Come on, it's wrestling.
As long as there's no dildos flying around like the last conversation we had, the 13-inch floppy wieners.
I don't know what he was doing, but he started snoring really loud at one point. I don't
Maybe
know.
you should get him a CPAP.
Actually,
borrow one
he
of
did get
ours.
prescribed to get a CPAP. he was disappointed he didn't have it before this trip, and so he's supposed to get one of those.
I
But
have one. Frankie V has one.
hey, they say they're good deals. So
Hey, I woke
They're
up this
wonderful.
morning feeling amazing. So
see, I don't know what it is. I
refreshed.
mean, I don't mean to put this place down. The staff here is really nice, and the setup here is nice. But my God, people, it's 2017. Get a damn thermostat. Don't
got
have.
cooler
What does
or
it even
warmer?
say? Coolest, and cool or
it
something?
says cooler or warmer.
Yeah, take your pick.
And then there's like two of them, and it's like it's like they try to trick you. Like if you don't read both of them, you're gonna miss out on some cool air.
They told me last night at the front desk that there was a sweet spot. I was like,
What?
the fuck is the sweet spot?
What was the answer? What's the sweet spot? I need to know.
Changing rooms.
I mean, between that and then
Changing
our server at
hotels.
Applebee's last night. Okay, so we're all at Applebee's, and there's probably 12 of us there all together.
Yeah.
This lady takes all of our checks, like 6 checkbooks, and just stacks them and tells us to sort them out and walks off.
You guys know
What?
what you had.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
doesn't hand us our receipt. She just stacks it on the table.
That
and
sounds like
walks
some
off.
Ardmore service or something.
So Cambridge would have been used to that. He was one of them that was sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe it was his
in
fault.
Chandler boat.
That bald bastard.
it could have been his fault. Cambridge is a sorry excuse for a human being. And the thermostat thing, man. I'll tell you what. Like outside of that, I'd forgot they had those like 1990 TVs. So I was worried about my wife getting bored on a wrestling trip. So I brought the PS4 so she could play some games if she wanted to. You can't hook that shit up to that TV.
I don't even know if you can hook a VCR up
Where's
to
the
that TV.
HDMI?
Exactly. That TV doesn't even know what HDMI
This is a
is.
step down from the Courtyard by Marriott we stayed at a couple months ago.
Oh,
so-
right. Yeah. Is that where we stayed last time? That
Yeah.
place was nice.
Was it No, it was a Holiday Inn Express.
That
I
place
don't
was
know. I didn't
nice.
sleep there.
That was the only hotel I've ever seen that had like a happy hour where they gave you free beer. I was like, man, what in the hell? Who does this?
The
You
Embassy
guys got
Suites.
free beer?
Yeah, on like that Friday from like 5 to 6, they seriously gave out free beer, and it was as much as you wanted. And I thought,
Oh,
who
dear
does
God.
this?
When I worked in the oil field, we go to different spots, and they did that. Like, there's like a 2-hour window. They just served beer and food.
Yeah, I mean, I was totally impressed with the Holiday Inn. big props. If you're ever in this shithole, stay at the Holiday Inn. Not the ambassador. Only stay here if you're broke.
Last time
Or
we
it's
were
paid
here,
for.
last time we stayed here for Seasons Beatings, we came down here for breakfast, and all they had was like Fruit Loops and fucking muffins. But this morning they actually had a hot breakfast.
I heard it
Well, I still
wasn't very
didn't
good
hear.
though.
We're fat.
I got a
so
Snapchat from the smooth operator, and the piece of sausage looked like a piece of shit on a plate.
You're a liar.
Well,
Ricky thought it too.
the truth told me that he ate breakfast down here, and of course he's kind of a diva sometimes, so it wasn't good enough for his taste. But you know, if it's warm food, most likely I'm gonna eat that.
That
shit.
Jack Hole likes Taco Bell.
Yeah, I'm not.
I went
I'm not
to
picky.
Brahms.
We didn't go to Bronx, we went to
Oh, and
Spangles.
Spangles.
Yeah, man, we went to Spangles too.
It's
Did you
just 'cause
guys?
y'all couldn't wake up early enough to
Did you
eat
guys
breakfast.
try the fries?
Yes.
Delicious.
I don't think you could go there and not try the fries. Today was my wife's first time to eat there, and I was like, "You got to try the fries." The only question is, what flavor are you going to put on them?
You get different flavor fries.
You get
Garlic,
Parmesan,
Parmesan.
ranch,
Yeah.
buffalo, and sea salt and vinegar.
Yeah, she had the sea salt and vinegar, and
wanna
me
order
and
all
Cambridge, even though we're mortal enemies, we had buffalo on ours, and
Buffalo's good.
he actually had an extra ranch that he shared with me, but I still hate him.
Once they cross that border back in Oklahoma, they're done with each other.
Yeah,
You kick him out the car at the border?
actually, we didn't ride together this time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he came on his own. Probably for the best since we're not getting along, you know. Fixing to have a cage match, so we're not going to be the best of friends for a while. I'm going to do a lot of dirty things to him inside that steel cage.
Lots of licking.
Yeah, biting, licking, whatever I got to do to beat him, you know.
I would say hair pulling, but
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, this morning I swear he took like a 3-minute shower, and I thought, man, it must be nice when you're bald. You know?
Oh, man, we're
Just
excited
rinse,
for that. A lot of the good stuff going for IWR this year. Excited to be a part of that and see that continue to grow.
Yeah, thank you guys again very much for having me. You can check IWR out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our website, ImperialWrestlingRevolution.com. It's updated at least every 4 months.
So they're the only ones with a good website.
Yeah, and it gets better every 4 months. Yeah, in fact, I need to do some of that while I'm here today. I got to do some IWR stuff while I'm here. But, you know, be sure to check us out on all of that stuff. And we're really looking forward to Oklahomania, too, and hope that everybody in the state, you know, realize what a special event this is for wrestling fans, and everybody will come out and be a part of it. I think last year we had people come from, like, Idaho and Montana, like crazy stuff. You know?
That's great.
Yeah, it's great to bring that to Oklahoma, and you know, we're hoping this one will be better than last year's. You know, you live and you learn, so you know, it seems like WrestleMania did the same thing. I think WrestleMania 1 is one of my least favorite WrestleManias, and it just gets better and better. It seems like. You know, speaking of which, Royal Rumble Sunday, who are you guys picking?
I don't know, man. We had some.
There's a lot of big men in there.
Yeah,
I think Taker.
I'm going with Taker too,
Yeah.
and I think unfortunately they're going to put John Cena over AJ Styles since he was like 5th row on the poster, and then we're going to see Cena and Undertaker for the title. Blah. Yeah, that was me throwing up.
What did I tell you?
I
You said the same thing?
I said
Yeah.
the exact same thing.
It's
We had that
a
argument.
tragedy because AJ Styles is the company guy, and he's the one there every day now. And, you know,
So,
the
so
face that
in
runs
your
the place.
opinion,
it pains me to see Cena tie Ric Flair's record.
I
Pains
told
me.
you.
Pains me.
It's
These
stupid.
These two like that.
I
I
want
hate
to
it.
see it.
I don't.
I want to see it just happen now because I know it's eventually going to fucking happen. That's why
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's
I
get it
don't
out of
care.
the way.
At one point, I thought it wasn't, but you know, like one thing that we try to do in IWR is, you know, like I said, we're more geared towards old school wrestling. So you know, if you noticed, our title reigns are long, and so we try to explore all these different stories before it changes hands eventually, and that's just something that's lost in WWE. So to me, you know, it just doesn't mean as much to me that John Cena has as many title reigns as Ric Flair or whatever. Ric Flair's would last for years at a time, and you know. So I mean, that's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own, but you know, more power to John Cena for what he does outside the ring. You know, with the Make-A-Wish stuff. You know, John Cena is very important to the wrestling industry, but he is not the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
He is
Period.
not.
No,
Woo!
Not even close.
nowhere close.
He doesn't even ride in limousines. He drives his RV around. I saw it on Total Divas one time.
Love that show.
I bet you do.
I posted a picture today, and it was just like, what's the definition of lit? And it had a picture of Ric Flair, and it said limousine riding, profiling, high flying.
You know why that picture's out, right? Have you seen Ric Flair's tweet?
Yeah, he's crazy.
He
Oh,
asked,
he's
he
a
asked
mess,
Twitter
yeah.
what does being lit mean, and it told him.
I was trying to show my wife all this old wrestling stuff because like wrestling used to be so much better, and I showed her like the Ric Flair and Jay Lethal showdown whenever he was like doing the Ric Flair impersonation. Yeah, that was priceless. And I had to show her some Ultimate Warrior promos because he was so maniacal, and you never knew what in the world he was talking about. Yeah, he's just rambling.
I
Yeah.
love
But it
Macho
was so
Man
great.
and
Yeah, I showed her some
Ultimate
Macho Man, yeah, and I showed her some Hulkster, and of course $1 Million Man since we were having him, and it was the one where like $1 Million Man like tried to give a kid a basketball and he kicked, or told the kid to dribble the basketball and he kicked it away from him. And
That was RVD, wasn't it?
I don't know.
There's one that go back. It's It's Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, it's Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
Well,
As a
speaking
kid.
of which, are you guys going to that thing Monday?
Oh,
the RVD
God, no.
comedy show?
I heard about it, but I don't know.
I will be in attendance.
It's at the Thunder Alley?
Yes.
40 and
I didn't know that place.
Yeah.
It's right by my house. I had no idea
It's
that place
right
was there.
behind that shopping center there.
You
Yeah,
may get shot.
I haven't heard any of his stuff, so
I'm going with Butthurt Coyote and the whatever he is, Assistant Commissioner Pete Marty, and Pete's taking his kids. I'm like, man, I wonder, is this really a family-friendly show?
is that a bar?
I wouldn't take your kids to see Rob Van Dam.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
I used to go to that bar, and like it kind of pisses you off because you go there to be at a bar, and then you see kids there, and they're like, "Well, you know, before 10 o'clock, you know, it's all ages." I'm like, "Shit."
yeah, I'm
They
like,
come to a bar.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me. And then it's like RVD's famous for his, extracurricular activities. And so I'm thinking, really, how kid friendly is this going to be? But I'm up for a good time. Hopefully, I meant to text JR, see if he was going to be there. I wanted to catch up with him and talk for a minute. Then maybe get a chance to sit down with RVD too. I talked to him a little bit last year at WrestleCon. I think it was WrestleCon, one of those cons. And I went with Chris Cambridge down there too. That was back when we were friends though, and he just wouldn't quit staring at Taylor Hendricks and Katie Forbes. Is embarrassing. And oddly enough, Katie Forbes is Rob Van Dam's girlfriend now. So
Oh dang! Maybe
yeah, who knows?
Chris will take her home.
Maybe Chris will make enough money at XWE this weekend to afford a ticket. Maybe he can move out of his mom's basement. I tell you, that guy stayed with me more times than he stayed at his own house. And then he wants to turn his back on me and be a bald-headed bastard. But that's
How
a
dare he.
different story for a different time. That's what happens when you get out of shape and you get stressed. You lose all your hair and you get a big fat gut. So
What the hell happened to us?
you should
We have our hair.
you should have
That's
seen.
bald.
Very stressful childhood.
It's like today whenever we're getting ready to wrestle, I want to go eat a healthy meal. He's like, let's go to Spangles. Of course you want to go eat at Spangles. You want to eat a cheeseburger before you wrestle, you sick freak.
Oh, that's great.
If he ever gets that belt back, it might not fit on him.
You're right. He'd have to carry it over his shoulder if it even fit over that. In fact, you might have to have a manager carry it for him. Fat ass.
You pull I think I seen Big Show one time. It was the old ECW belt. He just wore it around. No, it's the hardcore belt. Just wore it around his arm like an armband.
Scott Steiner could probably do that. I remember when I did my first show in 2000, whatever it was, 6, I think. Like we did physicals on the spot and stuff, and they couldn't even get the blood pressure thing around Steiner's bicep. They had to put it around his forearm because his arms were so big. Yeah, and we had him not too long ago, and he's still, man, that guy's still in phenomenal shape. Still a big jackass as he ever was, but he's in phenomenal shape. Yeah, he whipped Chris Cambridge that one time in Ada. I remember that. Yeah, good match.
Now, Chris's match against Lance Hoy, that was a pretty good match, Jokomania. I'll give him that.
Yeah, that was good, and I mean, I hate to give him compliments, but the match he had against EC3 was really good. That match.
Yeah.
I think that was like a coming out moment for him. Not coming out of the closet. He hasn't done that yet, but like coming out in the wrestling world, I felt like that was a big moment for Russ to get that opportunity. And then, he was also Stephanie McMahon's butt sniffer on Monday Night Raw once, which was also a big deal.
Right.
He told me about that.
Yeah. So, I'd like to say I'm proud of him, but I can't because I hate his guts. But, it's amazing. His journey's a pretty amazing one, too. He hasn't been in the business as long as me, and the stuff that he's been able to do, stuff anybody should be proud of.
do you think? What's your thoughts on the Bump Monkey Mafia Rookie of the Year, Chandler Hopkins?
No, he's a jackass too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I tried to take him under my wing, right? I tried to take him under my wing and develop the kid like you know a veteran would do. And then we have this tag team match in Hilton, and he doesn't even tag me in for like 15 minutes. I'm thinking, Jesus, haven't you got in all 4 of your moves? You know, like you had numerous chances to come over and tag me, and these fans are chanting "boss," and you're still in there trying to put yourself over. I'm thinking, my goodness, I'm gonna come up with another tag team partner. I might as well have Butt Hurt Coyote out there with me. You know what I mean?
Like you said in our last podcast, you know 7 moves, but you do them very well.
Exactly. They're like clockwork. You'll see those 7 moves tonight, like in person, live, perfected, because that's all I know.
You got any words for
Great,
this?
'cause we'll call him out.
Now, Paradox, you wrestled him last time you were up at Haunted Havoc. And
Yeah, paraplegic. I heard he lost his title the last time.
Yeah. We lost it to a
To
midget.
Too Short. Yeah, you know, that's funny. Have you guys seen that XWE promotional poster where they all look like midgets?
It is the most amazing poster I've ever seen.
I really thought he was. So, you know, the first time I met Too Short, I was like, man, you look a lot bigger in person. You know? But, you know, in all seriousness, they do such a good job marketing up here. And, you know, they do, honestly, a much better job than what I do. And so I think as long as you're willing to always learn from what you do and who you work with, like you can almost take something away, good or bad, from every show you work and who you associate with. So, you know, like even me, whenever I come here, there's a lot, you know, despite Oklahomania and all these other big shows, there's a lot that I can learn from Nate and Cody, you know, in certain areas that they're way better than us at. You know, so it's good. It's a good working relationship. Like I said, the worst thing about it is having to still somehow work with Chris Cambridge, even though we're in separate states. But other than that, I mean, we're always happy to come down here and work with those guys. They always treat us like
Good
$1 million
product
bucks.
they have going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's so much potential for it. You know, I don't know about that Merrick McMichaels guys. They have 20 promos to promote the show, and he's in 15 of them. But, you know.
It's 18.
He's been bugging us a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like really rich or he just acts rich, but you know the promos are good.
Here's my question: if you're rich, why the fuck do you live in Salina?
Yeah, I mean we've already solidified this is a shithole. This is not where tourists come in Kansas to have a good time. If you're coming to Salina to have a good time, please go somewhere else. We went to Outlaws last night, which was like this.
Oh god dang!
It was a.
You ever been to Center Corral?
It was no. I'm
Oklahoma
sure my
City?
wife has.
Center Corral is like the shithole of shitholes in Oklahoma.
You know what's even worse about that bar is it was ladies' night last night.
Oh, last night was ladies' night. Yeah, that's right. It was. Yeah, I was happy for
We
that
had
because I was
Cody
like,
there, we had Tim there. It was great.
I was happy. I mean, I didn't have to pay for my wife. I go in and she's still the most beautiful woman there, even though that wasn't necessarily a compliment last night because, I mean, it was like Hood Rat City up in that joint with a bunch of cowboys. But,
Meth Lab City is more like.
you know, my favorite part of last night was there was this, you know, there's this African-American dude there that was doing these line dances. He had on his cowboy hat, and man, he was tearing it up. He was like smooth operator. It was almost like
yeah, he was
like a piece of
getting it.
Michael Jackson out there doing like Footloose the line dance, which I didn't even know Footloose had a line dance until last night. I thought, wow, that's cool. You know, and then
Kevin Bacon dancing through a warehouse.
and then like I cold turkey challenged Malico and Chris Cambridge to a dance off, and they both refused. So that
Sounds about
was
right.
disappointing.
I heard through the grapevine you had to stop 4 times on the way back from Outlaws last night for someone to poo-poo.
Oh, no, I think he's been doing that this whole trip. You know, like I said, Chris has some digestive issues. Ever since he's lost the championship, it's like he's lost his life. He's went into a deep bout of depression. I hope he gets out of it because he used to be a stand-up guy, but now he's just a fat loser.
Or fat losers. We ain't
No,
going
you
after
guys,
championships.
you guys are winners. You guys are winners. Don't talk about yourselves like that.
I'm taller than each one of you, so ha.
Well, we still have to interview these 2 guys.
Outside of the #1 wrestler in Oklahoma, Chris Cambridge might be the biggest loser in Oklahoma. That's what I said. Outside of the #1 wrestler in Oklahoma, you might be the biggest loser. And that was just a joke. Drake's probably one of these guys that sits around and listens to this shit.
He's the only one.
We'll hear about that later.
He was probably one of those guys that January 1st jumped up and had a party for being the #1 wrestler on that website. On that website that biasly reviews Oklahoma wrestling. Hey, if you hire me for your shows, I'm gonna put you over and we'll put you on our list.
Probably exactly how that.
Even though I looked like I'm from the wilderness and I bought my suit from the 70s. I like that reporter. I won't say his name because I don't even want to give him any props, but he did. Huh?
Plus, you just pissed him in those Cheerios.
Shit all over it.
I'm not eating those Cheerios.
But it is what it is, I mean, like I said, I personally, unlike a lot of these people, wish everybody, the most success possible. And like I said, right now, we're the best. For all of you listening.
All three of them. I think
All three people that listen
I
to
think I
that.
can vouch for that.
it's gonna be us three, then someone in this fucking podcast and don't listen to it.
I do listen to all ours. I listened to the one we had this morning.
Well, see, that's good. At least you're getting one listener.
I crack myself up. I love to hear myself.
But, it really cracks me up because they have that deal on there, on that website where people vote for, like, match of the year and stuff like that. And the harsh fact of the matter is, most of the people that vote on this stuff, it's all workers. It's not even fans. Most fans don't even know about that website.
That's
Most
what I
liked
liked
about
how to
ours
use a
is that
computer.
ours. I mean, we had almost 300 people vote,
Yeah.
and it's like Chandler won Rookie of the Year. I'm like, I was telling him last night, I was like, you push it the right way. You got on your website, you got on your Facebook, and you fucking pushed it. That's why you won.
Yeah, I mean, he won Rookie of the Year wrestling 3 matches. He even had his own Facebook highlight video
4 matches
featuring 3
4.
matches. I'm thinking, I asked him, like, how did you have a highlight video? He's like, I got on Facebook and did it. I was like, no, I meant you only had 3 matches. Like,
Catfished himself.
right? And then he gets on there and wins Rookie of the Year. But, yeah, I mean, he did do it the right way. He actually got on there and got people to support him and actually got votes that way. It's like that other stuff, I mean, it's almost like, how do you even take it seriously? And I didn't get on there and talk negatively about it. And I'm really, honestly, not trying to talk negative about it on here. But, I mean, it's just a joke. Everybody knows it's a joke, so.
The big difference between us.
At least
and
we
them
had
is
actual.
we actually
awards.
give awards.
Yeah,
we don't give you verbal awards.
When you guys said you were coming to Hilton, I was like, holy shit, I really got an award. Like
I remember when I showed it to you, you're like, holy fuck, there's actually an award.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I went home and put that on my dresser next to this softball trophy I won like 5 years ago.
See, I told you guys, it's great.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, I really did appreciate it, and that meant a lot to me.
Start handing trophies out to everybody.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's a cool keepsake.
You don't get participation trophies in wrestling, okay?
No, I mean, like, people I like.
I was
like,
told,
hey, you're my new boo, you get a trophy.
I was told Chandler put his on his mantle next to his vibrator in his room.
Yeah, I try not to go in his room. He's a messy individual, so I try not to go in there. And, like, it's always like clothes creeping around, like not put away, and like. Yeah, he's even when he was there all the time, he's a messy individual. You know what I mean? Like, most guys are somewhat messy though, but he's a messy individual. Like, I go home and do his dishes for him because I'm a nice guy. So.
Alrighty.
But no, on a serious point, I do think Chandler has a bright future, as do a lot of the guys in IWR. Fuego, that dude's a star, man. He can wrestle with
He gets
anybody.
better
I've ever
every
seen.
time we see him.
Yeah. Also, Riker. Really impressed with Riker
He
this far.
took the best chair shot ever last week.
Yeah, it's the most moronic chair shot, but he did take it really well.
You did have Jackson Stone at the last show, and he just signed
Jackson's
with
very
ROH.
talented.
What a second.
I think somebody said he was at the ROH dojo, so he's working out with them, and he did a stint over in Germany. So Andy Dalton, another guy we have a lot. I mean, that's one of the best workers in the United
Jackson
States.
said he was going to beat me up last week. I don't know if I should go around anymore.
He plays his character really well. Jackson's a good dude, has a good look. The Aero Club thing, I think that's going to be
That's
very,
gonna be
very
awesome.
big in the upcoming year. As long as Coyote doesn't get butt hurt too much.
Yeah.
Which he probably will.
Yeah, I mean, he has a history of it, I tell you. If anybody's going to get
Kyle
butt
can wipe
hurt,
those tears away from your face.
well, if Kyle can just stay out of trouble. So, those guys. But, I mean, in all honesty, those guys are super talented, and the Aero Club is a good faction.
It's gonna be. They were at San Antonio last night.
Yeah, they were at RCW last night wrestling LAX, so that's a big deal. And then Coyote has that big match with Chavo coming up in April, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens out of that leads to Oklahomania. So I don't think April will be the end of Coyote and Chavo. So
Well, I know all of us here at the Mafia are looking forward to it.
Man, we are too. We're really happy to present the product that we present, but more importantly, I'm happy to do it with the people that I do it with. I'm very proud of all my people. I think they're all, honestly, in good life, good people. And that means just as much to me as anybody's wrestling ability.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I really don't care how talented you are wrestling-wise. If you're a jackass, you can just wrestle somewhere else, So happy to have the people we have and to have the close, tight-knit group that we have. And, like I said earlier, very thankful for all the opportunities in my life and to be able to sit here with you guys and my wife and my kids and wrestling. And, man, it's, like I said, just always stay humble and be happy.
Living the dream.
Living the dream every day.
You, your wife, and your kids, you guys went on a little WWE tour there for a while, didn't you? You did a couple. You did one in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. I don't remember where all we go. It was sad. I was telling her the other day, I was like, I love the opportunity to be able to take you places. Unfortunately, it seems like all our trips revolve around wrestling. And she's not the world's biggest wrestling fan. She does have a crush on Roman Reigns, though, I'll tell you that much. And she got to meet him at, Jesus, what show was that? Where were we? Was that Tulsa? Yeah, she got to meet Roman Reigns at Tulsa. And I swear, I don't even think she looked that happy the day we got married. And so I was taking a page out of Coyote's book. I was a little butthurt. So then I sent her, I'm not very good at the Snapchat, but I'm slowly learning. And so I got on there and put a big picture of vomit over Roman Reigns' face in their picture and sent it to her. And I'm in it. But, another thing that's really special to me is my son, he's really grown into a huge wrestling fan. And whenever I was young, I only got to I went to one NWA show back in the day, and I definitely don't want to give them shitheads any credit. But that was back when the NWA actually meant something. And I'm not trying to knock them as a whole now, but, come on now. Don't be run around acting prestigious when you let anybody be a part of it for a prize. It shouldn't be about money. It shouldn't be about money. It should be about you getting quality product instead of trying to make money off them by letting them use your name. But that's just my view. Like I said, I don't mean that in a hateful way. But I saw Sting wrestle when I was in the third grade or something. That's the only match I ever got to see. So to be able to go on these trips and my son and daughter to be able to let them, see their faces light up whenever, my son, the last show in Tulsa, he got to meet Seth Rollins, which is his hero. He loves Seth Rollins and had on all his Seth Rollins stuff, and he got to meet him, and that was one of the, one of the most special moments in my life to see that happen. And then my daughter got a hug from Bailey, and and she's starting to like wrestling, which my wife doesn't really agree with. But I mean, it's contagious. It's like if you really give wrestling a chance, how are you not going to like it?
Yep.
So
I had an ex-girlfriend text me just 2 days ago, and she said, "Fuck you." And I was like, "What did I do now? I haven't talked to you in forever." And she goes, "I friended some guy because he liked wrestling." And I was like, I made an impact in your life.
My wife, she's starting to get to the point where the wrestling fans are starting to add her, and I think it kind of creeps her out. And I'm like, hey, most of them are nice people. They're a little strange, but they're nice people.
We are very strange.
I think almost everybody in the business is somewhat strange, including myself. It just comes with the territory. Wrestling is not your normal product.
Jesse Lambert?
Yes, that little creepster. Yes, is that the dude that's always message me or something?
Hey, message me
back on Facebook.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Unfortunately, I feel cheated. He's never asked me to message him.
All
I don't know if
you have
that's
to
a
do
good
is
thing or a
send him
bad
picture of your
thing.
belly button.
Yeah, I
Email
could
him.
talk to him
Loves
later.
belly button.
He's a belly button guy, huh?
He likes my boo thing.
Well, he might like Chris Cambridge better since he has a fat belly. I don't know. So, who knows? Oh my God, we just figured it out. You can put that out to everybody. Jesse Lambert has just been revealed as Chris Cambridge. Wow.
Sneaky bastard.
Stay away from my girl Callista, man.
But
I'm working on
the WWE things, outside of just going to all the WWE stuff, even the IWR stuff, it's crazy to think sometimes, my kid gets to hang out with these people. He legitimately thinks Hacksaw Jim Duggan's one of his friends, which is hilarious. And, the last time we had Hacksaw back, I thought, well, there's no way he's going to remember my son because we hadn't had Hacksaw in a year or so. And, these guys go, and they meet all these people or whatever. And sure enough, he went right up to him and started talking to him, and that just made my kid's day. And so, it's cool to share that bond with him, that he's really gotten into it, and to be able to let him meet these dudes. He met Sting at Oklahomania. He got to take a picture with DX, Road Dogg, X-Pac, and even Nash was a part of that picture with him standing in front of him, throwing it up. And and he got put in a headlock with Scott Hall. It's just these special memories that that you get to take with you for the rest of your life that you never thought you'd ever have. So it's a cool deal, man.
Definitely cool to
It's awesome.
get a
Living the
chance to
dream.
meet all those guys, especially at a young age. Does he go back and watch? You show him some of the older stuff?
Oh,
on the
dude,
network?
he's like a little wrestling historian. Like he watches the network like all the time. It's really funny because the reason why I even wanted to meet Hacksaw in the first place is because he was watching Legends House. I'm sitting there thinking I don't even watch that shit, and he watched like every episode, and he was so excited to meet Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and so yeah, he's very well versed on the history of wrestling. So, like I said, it's neat, man, to not only share that, like me sharing it with myself, but to be able to share it with my family, like that makes it so much better. And to be able to share it with, probably the other thing that means the most to me is to be able to share it with Chris Cambridge whenever we used to be friends. Like that's a really special deal to me to like be able to go on these trips with him, and it used to be, and to be able to do the things that we do together. Whenever you can share that with your best friend, that's a big deal. I mean, we're not best friends anymore, but you know what I mean.
Hey, what are your thoughts on him and Chandler Hopkins teaming up tonight to take on the Left Coast Gorillas?
I'm still trying to figure out what the left coast means. I mean, I've heard of the West Coast. I was a real big fan of Tupac and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. So I was thinking maybe I read it wrong. I was thinking maybe they're really like the West Side Gorillas or something. But apparently not. What is the left coast? Does anybody know?
No idea.
I saw their video. They looked like mean characters. I wouldn't ask them in person, but I'm sitting there thinking, like, how's the normal person supposed to know who the left coast gorillas are? Are they left-handed? From a coast?
Maybe.
Maybe they're
Little
Coast to
southpaw
coast?
thing? I don't know.
I mean, what? I don't know.
Maybe it's a Canadian thing. Are they Canadian? I don't know where they're from.
I have no idea, but they look like pure savages in their promo. And I guess they wrestle on that show, The Future of Honor or something. Is that what it's called?
yeah.
Something like that.
Future
We don't
of
get
Honor.
ROH and Ardmore, so. No, I mean they look like a good team for Chris and Chandler to go up against. I'm gonna have to go ahead and go with the left coast gorillas though, because I'm still a little bit bitter. Chandler doesn't know how to tag people out, or tag people in, so I don't really think that they're tag teams.
Cambridge gets a night off. Can't blame
Yeah,
him.
well, I mean, he always likes those. Look at him. Yeah, he has no problem taking nights off. As long as he gets to go to the after party, that's all that matters to Chris Cambridge.
That's the only reason we're here.
I think it'll be an excellent match, though. I wouldn't be surprised, really. I haven't seen the card, in its entirety, but I wouldn't be surprised if that match doesn't steal the show.
It has the potential.
It's going to be a great show.
It's going to be a great show.
To it.
We get to do commentary again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, yeah. And that's something IWR wants to get into eventually, too, is the commentary aspect of it.
I'll send you
I
a
was,
resume.
yeah, I mean, if you guys have the equipment to do it, that's the thing. I can put together wrestling shows all day long, but like tech-wise, usually, Chris Cambridge, his alter ego, Russ, he handles most of that. So, because I'm just not that tech savvy, so. But that's something we want. Like I said, we want to start improving our product to where it's able to be put on like a television platform.
Heck yeah.
Because we feel like we're starting to really. I feel like we're hitting our groove now. It's weird to say that after you've already done all these big shows, but I feel like now we're starting to hit the groove with our guys. Our guys are really stepping up to the plate. Everybody's getting closer, and I feel like all of us working together with a common goal is what's going to make Oklahomania 2 better than the original. So, like I said. Oklahomania 2 is going to be. Oh, did I say that? I didn't say that, did I?
No.
Oklahomania 2 is September the 30th in Ardmore. There you go. And
All right, you heard it here first.
Heard it here first.
Unless it's already on Facebook.
I don't think I put that on Facebook. I don't know.
Twitter, Zynga, MySpace.
But like I said, it's going to be a big change. It's going to be more of a focus on presenting our guys and showing that they can go against the names and hold their own. Because I think that's a big drop-off every time we have these big shows, because we feature a lot of name talent, and then you go back down to the IWR talent, and, there's no story to it. There's no sense to it. There's no storytelling to it. So we worked really hard to make that better this year. And I feel like the matchups we have, I'm working really, really hard to present a good show to everybody, and I'll sit down with Jim Ross and present it to him and get his okay on it before we move forward with it. And I really hope I can find that one special person this year to end Chris Cambridge's career. If I don't do it in a steel cage.
Yeah.
I tell you, somebody needs to
Man,
bend
in that
him
steel
over their
cage.
knee and spank his bottom. He's a bad guy.
Mal could do it. He likes to do butt stuff, apparently.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he likes to walk around the hotel room naked, like all kinds of stuff. Malco is a weird individual. But I do like playing Monopoly with him. I don't remember the last time I lost. I beat these guys regularly at Monopoly. And Chandler's like a sore sport. He's a sore loser.
Does he flip the board?
He just doesn't know how to make deals. Like Monopoly is the art of negotiation. Art of deal making. and Malico, he's really good to play that game with because he doesn't care as long as he gets like second place. So
Still want to finish last.
yeah, so.
He did tell us he's undefeated in IWR if you ask the right people.
Huh.
Apparently, he is the right person to ask.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
He said he's like 5,000-0.
I can't say enough about that guy, and I'm really excited for what Oklahomania has in store for him. He will be taking part in a match that he will be the 33rd person in the history of wrestling to take part in this match for Oklahomania too. So it's a very special match against a very special individual, an individual, in fact, that created this type of match. So for him to agree to do that with Malico, that's a big deal in Malico's career. So we're looking forward to that. So I think the two of them are going to tell an amazing story, and I definitely think that Oklahomania, like last year, is going to present every area of wrestling. It's going to represent Oklahoma wrestling. It's going to represent the history of wrestling, and Jim Ross is not going to put his name on something that's not good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things from last year's Oklahomania was the Jerry Lawler drop kick.
Yeah.
I almost popped.
The king has still got it, my
when
God.
He did that drop kick. It wasn't like the typical old-timer drop kick. He actually turned. I was surprised.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me people like that can still get up and do a drop kick. Because a true story, like Chandler Hopkins, whenever he first started training, like he broke his wrist on a drop kick, and then Jerry Lawler's out there senior citizen doing them, Just goes to show you. But that, it's funny because that match, the Lawler-Jarrett match, was one of the most highly reviewed matches of Oklahomania. And it got probably some of the most positive feedback. And it just goes to show you, these people today, you get so lost in doing spots and doing moves, and you forget the storytelling aspect of it. Whenever they went out, they went out and told a story. Exactly. Exactly. But the two of them, and also Karen played an important part in that match, for them to go out there and tell the story they did, it was amazing. And to be a fan and to sit there and watch that, we were very happy to present that. And I mean, there were people going wild all over the internet after Oklahomania about that match. So, and of course, my favorite thing about Oklahomania was the interaction between, other than Sting, of course, was the interaction between Jim Cornette and Broken Matt. Yes. Yes, and he was gonna smother him in JR's barbecue sauce. Yeah.
He's such a mastermind. Like the Hardys have basically saved TNA for Impact.
Single-handedly. And it's nice to see Matt, who was always in the shadows, take the forefront and really reinvent himself. And it's awesome that whoever is in charge of TNA this week has given them the authority. Well, they let them be themselves and run with it. I think that's what's made it more special. And I heard Jeremy Borash is a big part of that. We use a lot of TNA talent, so the success of TNA is good for the wrestling business. I hope that they get their stuff back together. I heard Jeff is back in a consulting role with them, which I think is excellent because, Jeff Jarrett is what made TNA. I hope they get off Pop TV and get back on a legit TV station, because what people don't understand, the big picture of it is the best wrestling product that you can put out only makes the wrestling business stronger as a whole. And that's from the independent level all the way up to the major leagues, That's that's why like in Oklahoma, you should, even on our level, you should root for everybody's success, not root for their failures. Yeah. Because whenever you root for their failures, you're failing as well. Because what's going to happen, say somebody comes to a certain town and then you follow it and they've seen that show before that wasn't good. They're going to remember that. They're going to associate you with that because they oftentimes they associate independent wrestling together as a whole. You know what I mean? So one thing I never could figure out when I first got into wrestling is how people do not work together. They work against each other. And it's sad. So I hope, I don't know if it'll ever happen, but You know, like I said, everybody should root for each other's success, and we should all want the best for each other. Most of us don't even run in the same towns as each other, so it's kind of silly to root against each other and to laugh whenever people have bad shows and to call them out and threaten people's lives. It's frankly embarrassing, especially when a lot of people aren't even an organization. You're a charity organization, and you're taking part in that stuff. Like, take pride in what you do and take pride in the person you are. Your fans are friends with you on social media, so watch the stuff that you post. You know, be respectful as a human being. So.
I agree. That was great.
And everybody knows how to get a hold of me if you want to.
Message them on Facebook.
You know what I'm saying? And I really have I have a deep respect for all the promoters in Oklahoma. Just the simple fact, you know, like, until you're a promoter, you don't understand everything that goes into it. So I really do wish those guys all the success. I just wish we would all get along. And, you know, whenever people don't do well, you should just keep your mouth shut, because that could be you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Well, we always enjoy having you here. We'll see you in action later tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait, brother.
March 4th.
March 4th in Broken Bow.
Oh, I can't wait for that either, brother.
It's going to be an action-packed year.
Yeah, thank you guys very much again.
Thank you.